This is it again. You have to admire the fan for keeping the camera rolling. Bearing in mind, this is what was bearing down on him.
The stop on the time control is far too close to the finish. I was flat over the finish, and it's totally shiny tarmac and aquaplaning, so I choose to go off the road. If not, I would crash straight into whoever was here in front of me.
And he's not the only one, because Sébastien Ogier seems to have identified this place as the one to put the rally leader under a bit of pressure, a place to eat into that 35-second lead. But hold tight. As Ogier approaches the flying finish, he too has to take evasive action. That makes two of them. Well, he's calm under pressure. I don't know if he's had a bit of farming experience in his time, but the moment is captured forever, and it's another example of quick thinking, this time by the Frenchman. I think he'll have something to tell the organisers at the end of that. Will you look at that? Full speed over the flying finish, and who's in front of him? Lots of people and cars. No wonder.
When I have my time, it's completely crazy. We are just after the finish line.
So on to Robert Kubica, who's hanging in there. Hanging in there and striking back, and wasting no time in making up time that he's just lost to Chris Meek. But despite his efforts, he stays in fourth place. Just. Like Kubica, Brian Bouffier has decided not to use the snow tyres, so no need to get into any kind of cross-driving. But he finds the car goes well on these super slicks nonetheless. Good idea then to leave the winter tyres in the boot. Bouffier's good here. He beats Ogier's time by 0.2 of a second and extends his lead by a whisker.
As I decided to put 4 slicks, it was not easy, but not bad. We did a good time, so it was a good choice.
So the battle of the two Frenchmen continues. Bouffier still refusing to read the script, maintaining that 35-second lead over the world champion. Less than a second between Chris Meek and Robert Kubica. The experienced Finns Latvala and Hirvonen split by rookie Welshman Elfyn Evans at the midway stage of Rallye Monte Carlo. Straight back to the action then. Here's John.
Stage 9, and this is where the organisers double the jeopardy, because this is chosen as a stage to be broadcast to the world live. You wouldn't want to mess up here. Watch how Sébastien Ogier, mind you, plays to the crowd. But we start with teammate Jari-Matti Latvala. And once again, and we've said this before, you have to feel for him. Because it's in this stage that the Finn clatters the edge of an access road and punctures a tyre on his polo. An instant decision is needed to stop and change or to soldier on. He has to stop, but this interruption is going to be costly. That's a nice little spot he's chosen. But rookie driver Elfyn Evans is right behind him, and he is on it as well, and about to get caught up in the fallout from that flat.
Don't cut 6 flags sharp.
He passes the Finn there on the right-hand side, so that's Elfyn now into 6th place. But that's not the end of this particular drama. Oh no.
8 left over exit. 30.
Latvala has to do the fastest tyre change in France this weekend, and he gets going. About 90 seconds should have done that. Cool as you like, and he even gives his co-driver the chance to settle. That's nice. But look at this. Now, Latvala is on it, and that's Elfyn Evans up front, and Latvala is closing in. And this now becomes an early dilemma for the youngster from Wales. He slows 3 times to let the faster driver come past.
bridge.
But the fin isn't there.
You've got to stop the lap wall if he's behind you.
Evans gets his orders.
Stop though. Keep your noise behind
Evans
you.
argues back.
Left long tightens is behind you. Need to stop. Into 4 right, 5.
This is Latvala. He's swallowing the spray from the Fiesta. Eventually, Elvin spots his moment and lets Latvala come through. But Elvin Evans doesn't have to fret too much about that, because bigger problems are raining down on his other rivals, and here is the biggest one of the lot. From 4th place, the Pole, Robert Kubica, is about to check out of his Monte Carlo gamble early. Brake, no grip, understeer, bridge, bye-bye, Robert. No grip there, and down there, there's nothing but trees. And with the live cameras rolling on all of this, and the people from where he was born around him now watching him, Ogier takes his cue and records a blistering time. A blistering time, that is, that includes cutting a few corners himself. But doing so with great presence of mind. You don't become world champion without getting out of little corners like that. So, Bouffier has to respond. Brian Bouffier's had the lead since winning stage 3, but he spins in the stage. It's away from the cameras that are live on the event, and annoyingly, cleverly perhaps, no one sees it. But the Monte Carlo Rally has a new leader, and how? Look at the times. Brian Bouffier's 35-second lead is obliterated.
Brian, there's quite a lot of time loss. What's happened?
Yes, I spun once and I was in in some mud in a field, a very deep field, and so the spectator had to came and to push me out. So it's like this.
Another dramatic stage, and there it is, confirmation. Ogier is the new leader by 11 seconds. Mads Osberg benefiting from Kubica's demise, moving up to 4th. Evans and Andreas Mikkelsen both double gaining after Latvala's puncture, now 5th and 6th respectively. Monte Carlo proving a menace as ever, and more problems to come. Spectators called in to lend a hand next as another WRC star goes a-wandering. It's the opening round of the 2014 World Rally Championship, and the Monte Carlo Rally is proving a big challenge for the world's elite drivers and the WRC's leading support series. Yuri Protasov continues to lead the WRC 2 category at the end of day 2, but the Ukrainian, a touch lucky to still be in the race for maximum points after a puncture cost him 2 minutes in the opening stage. Lorenzo Bertelli was in contention for the lead at one stage, but he was also slowed with brake problems, all of which allowed Ireland's Michael Barabel to sneak into 2nd on the day's final test, a remarkable turnaround for the 26-year-old who'd started the day in 4th, over 3 minutes behind that 2nd place. So, Protasov keeping his cool in the afternoon to move back into the top spot. Now the best part of 7 minutes ahead of Barabel, with Bertelli just 22 seconds behind the Irishman. Back to the main event now, and John.
Water, water everywhere. You know, it's much easier when the water does this and goes down rivers, but not as exciting as when it flows down the roads, if you know what I mean. Now, there are 3 VWs on this Monte Carlo Rally. One's just got the lead, another just got a puncture, and this is the 3rd. Driven by Andreas Mikkelsen of Norway, and he's got problems on a rare section of snow-covered Monte Carlo road. And these are going to be time-consuming problems. An otherwise harmless little understeer off the road, dropping 2 places to 8th. And require a lot of assistance from the fans. Slow into the corner and slow out the corner as well. Now, don't get confused. This is the second of the polos. It's Rallye Monte Carlo, who's not enjoying driving on that new spare wheel. He's faster than Elfyn Evans here. He wins that particular duel again. But because of a moment like this, he drops 43.8 seconds to, you've guessed it, the new rally leader, his teammate Sébastien Ogier, who pulls out even more stops and drives away from Brian Bouffier. All of that is happening above Chris Meek on the leaderboard. Meek is in third place and very, very unlikely to think about rolling the dice again unless he really, really has to. There's no point risking an appearance on the podium just for trying to join in the French skirmish. Now, what's this? Well, sunset today was at 22 minutes past 5. The final stage of the day, this is it, starts at 6. You know what that means. At night, if you can see, these roads have a haunting characteristic and look twice as dangerous as they do during the daylight. And realizing that less is more when you can't even see the black ice that threatens to put you out of the event, Ogier backs off a little. Rallye Monte Carlo wins this stage, and Ogier's move works. Because his only threat, Bouffier, backs down too. They both make it through the stage, but Bouffier has relaxed so much that Ogier's lead is now over 51 seconds.
Another great day by Ogier, from 4th to 1st.
Yeah, this day was much better than yesterday. But the most important is now we cover the 2 first day of Monte Carlo. We are in the lead. Tomorrow it looks like it's going to be again a difficult one with maybe snow on the Turini and hopefully not so much slush on the road before the snow. But up to now, can be happy.
And so he should be. After a day of high drama, normal service has been resumed. The world champion has a big lead ahead of Bouffier. Meek, in turn, is well adrift in 3rd. Latvala back up to 5th after winning stage 11. A word too for Elfyn Evans. He'll start the final leg in 6th, just 10 seconds behind Volkswagen's number 2 and ahead of Hervenen and Mikkelsen. And that's it. There's one more day to go. It will be another monster. 2 runs through the mighty Col de Turini to come. Hope you can join John Desborough and myself, Kevin Piper, for that tomorrow.